Hello and welcome to my channel, Say Something with Mads. Once again, I'm so glad to tell that we have crossed about 1600 subscribers, and thank you all of you from the bottom of my heart who are subscribing to my channel. And week after week, you listen to young Gen Z speaking about topics, speaking about issues which are close to their heart. And this gives me immense pleasure to bring across youth every week. They feel heard and their opinions matter to all of us. This channel is all about youth and what they think. What more happiness it gives me than to welcome our guest today. She is Esha Nambiar. Esha, welcome to my channel. Say Something with Mads. And how are you feeling today?
I'm really excited to talk about this topic, and it's a new experience for me, so I'm excited.
Really, thank you so much. And to start with about today's talk, I would first like to say that I know Isha from her childhood. I know her since she was in pre-primary going to school, and now she has grown up to be this lady of substance, beautiful inside out. And I am really eager to know what goes in her mind. And let's dive deep into her. Isha, what does this name mean? And introduce yourself. Talk a little about who you are now, though I know you, but I would like you to talk about yourself to our audience.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction.
You,
So the name Isha generally means a goddess Parvati,
okay,
but it could also mean pleasure or desire.
okay.
And the Arabic meaning of my name is life or full of life. There are a lot of meanings, so
Oh,
I don't know which one to focus on particularly.
all right.
So my full name is Esha Nambiar. I am 22 years old and I am a recent pharmacy graduate from Manipal University. Currently, I've taken a gap year and I'm planning on pursuing a master's in public health in the US starting next year.
Wow.
A little bit about me. I love watching movies and listening to songs, music, and I love listening to podcasts as well, which are for the most part motivational and inspirational. Apart from that, I also enjoy dancing as a hobby, but I have become a little lazy. I don't dance as much as I used to, and I'm a huge foodie. I love exploring new restaurants, new dishes, everything. It has become like an escape for me, and it makes me really happy. That's pretty much it about me, and I'm really excited to talk about this topic.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Isha, your introduction has given us insight into your thought process. We will take it forward. I will have to talk about your podcasts and what inspires you a little later during our interview. But let's start with the topic. You have chosen to talk about something which is really, really relevant today in today's youth, eating disorder. When I was talking to Isha about this, she said, Auntie, she has done B Farm, and she has been in a hostel life. I would like to talk about this during our interview. That what is the relationship of food with and teens, especially from 15 to 20 years, as you are in that bracket. So we will talk about that. But first question I would ask you is, why did you choose this topic, and why is it so relevant today?
I have never had a conversation about this topic with anyone
Okay.
ever,
Hmm.
and I've never heard my family or my close friends talk about this openly.
Okay.
So I think, and personally, I've had quite a few issues with my weight. Um, I've always been on the heavier side ever since I was a child,
Hmm.
and it really hit my self confidence
Hmm.
when I was around 18, 19 years old.
Hmm.
So I know the thoughts that go through your head when you see the numbers on the weighing scale drop.
Hmm.
Because for me, this is just for some people, not for everyone. When I saw my weight drop when I saw the numbers drop, I started getting greedy. So I wanted more and I wanted it faster.
Hmm.
So you tend to take really drastic measures in order to
Hmm.
achieve that.
Hmm.
So I think you need to treat eating disorders as any other illness and talk about it openly. Of
Hmm.
course, a professional will be best, but a friend will be a best first step. So I think it's really essential to talk about this topic, and we need to educate ourselves about this as well, which is why I chose to speak about.
Absolutely. And I was reading about this topic about 2.7% of teens across the globe. It's a
Hmm.
huge number who actually seek medical help
Yes.
regarding their eating disorder. And you can imagine how many more don't even go to that level to
Yes.
talk to a doctor, talk to a nutritionist to talk about this disorder. And this age is such that people are going through their bodily changes, and it really overwhelms them, bewilders them what is happening to their body, and affects their thought process, their mind, and everything becomes you question your who you are. And moreover, I would ask you this, that media, movies, reality shows, everything which is projected on television, OTT, etc., are forcing young teens to look at their body in a different way,
Absolutely.
right? So,
Yes.
and their relation with food gets really screwed, and their perception completely is distorted. What would you
Yes.
say about this?
I think most of the celebrities have come out with their problems, with their mental health issues and all.
Hmm, hmm,
But there are a few who still use photoshopping, not body shop,
hmm, hmm,
photoshopping, and make themselves look fit,
hmm,
maybe more than they usually are. So I
hmm,
think that really gives some sort of um, you start getting anxious because you're looking at such perfect people on the internet, and then
hmm,
you look at yourself in the mirror and it's just, oh, I don't like my body, I don't like
hmm,
myself.
hmm,
You start looking at your flaws, you become
hmm.
self-critical. So I think when celebrities talk about their issues openly, I think that really helps the youth understand better and
Hmm.
makes them aware of the issues that are going on. So one of the celebrities that really left an impact on me was the singer Demi Lovato.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard of her?
No, no, I will really.
Yeah,
Can you say the
Demi,
name again?
Demi,
Demi,
Lovato,
Lova. Yeah. Okay.
Lovato. So during my teen years, I was this huge fan of hers. Only listened to her songs, all her albums, all her songs,
Oh, really?
and yeah, and she went through a lot of problems during those years.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been very candid about that in her interviews and all, about her eating disorder and how that turned into other things like overdose and relapsing and all that, and how many people controlled her regarding her food intake.
Mm-hmm.
So she's been really open about it, and when I watch her interviews, it's really inspirational. So when you hear famous personalities and celebrities talk about it, you think, okay, you're not the only one going through this.
Mm-hmm.
You can come out and say it. I have a problem and I can get better, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can be confident about whatever it is. So I think it's really important when celebrities
Come
talk
out and
about this. Yeah,
endorse this
yeah,
positive self-imaging rather than distorted imaging.
yes,
Absolutely. Now, when you were in a hostel and you went through this phase, as you said, so when you look back, can you talk about what went wrong and what did you eat and what would you not do again if you had to pass through that phase? Or anybody who is listening who is from 15 to 20 years of age, and what would you say not to do, from your example of
yeah,
eating, and maybe if around your friends and peer, what do they eat? What is their relationship about food?
with food.
What do they think about food? I want to
Hmm.
get into that.
So my personal relationship with food right now is top notch. It's absolutely top notch. It's really good. But when I look back, I did make a few mistakes. I faced a few obstacles before and during my weight loss journey.
Okay.
I think it began at the age of 18 when I was in the hostel in a single room alone.
Mhm.
And instead of opting to eat healthy and working out regularly, I chose to binge eat.
Yeah.
And in no time, I found myself in the washroom trying to stick my fingers down my throat to induce vomiting.
Okay.
So this happened quite a lot. I never went through with it because I was pretty shocked with my own behavior. I had no control over it.
Hmm.
But it didn't stop me from trying again and again. So every
Hmm.
time I ate, I'd go to the washroom. But then I'd be like, oh no, no, I'm not. This is not the right thing to do. This is not the right way to deal with things.
Hmm.
So I left. That's how it was, a continuous cycle.
Hmm.
That was probably the first obstacle.
Hmm.
And the next one was during the lockdown. I started dancing every single day, and I was enjoying it, and I ended up losing 2 kgs, just
Hmm.
2 kgs. But when I saw the weight, when I saw the numbers on the weighing scale, as I said before, I got greedy,
Hmm.
and I stopped dancing, but I started exercising regularly,
Hmm.
intense workouts. But the mistake I made was starving myself. I stopped eating. I used to have one meal a day, and that meal would probably be cornflakes.
Oh.
And my workouts were so intense that by the end of the day, I was completely drained out. And I used to hear my stomach growl. But I keep telling myself, no, you're not hungry. You don't need to eat. You're not hungry. You're fat. You don't need to eat. Okay. So this led to a lot of problems: headaches, stomach aches,
Hmm.
fatigue, lots of fatigue. I just didn't have the strength to get
Hmm.
out of the bed.
Hmm.
But I think I pulled myself out of it before I fell in too deep.
Hmm.
So now it's safe to say that I eat what I want when I want, and I work out regularly to maintain my weight.
Hmm.
And I feel really healthy now. I'm good about myself.
Absolutely.
So that is my personal relationship with food.
And what do you see? How does your friends and peer, how are they coping with it? Do you help them when you have gone through this, or do they seek your help? Or maybe through this, you are talking that, yeah, many of us don't even realize we are falling into the trap, and
Yes,
you
yes,
came out of it on your own. And living in a hostel, as you said, in a single room, and BED is a very very big among teens. So it takes like when somebody is not watching, you eat a lot
yes,
and you
yes.
hide your food. It
Yeah,
happens not only to you all, it happens to us at times. Like when nobody is watching, we'll have a bowl of ice cream. And people don't know that we are doing it. We are hiding and doing it, but it
yeah.
does. It's better to be surrounded by people who can point it out to you, but once you are alone. So, what would you say is how is the eating habit of teens or youngsters now around you in general?
Around me, to be honest, I have not had a conversation about food with anyone because when
Oh,
I was going through this, I
okay.
kept it to myself. I did
Okay.
not tell a single soul. This is the first time I'm saying it out loud, actually. Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
So every time I had some problem with food, I do it myself. I figured it out myself, handled it, and then that's it. It was done. But when I see my friends, I tend to get really obsessed about food sometimes. It's all I can think about. What am I
Mm,
going to eat tomorrow for breakfast? What am I going to eat
mm,
tomorrow for lunch? I
mm,
have to plan in order to stay calm.
mm,
So when I see my friends, they don't care. Okay, we'll decide when the time comes. There's no hurry. Even
mm,
my mom, she's like, I can't think about food as much as you do, like that.
mm, mm.
So I don't. I think if anyone had any problems, of course, they definitely come try to seek help. I
Mm.
think that's the best thing to do actually because I should have this is what I should have done
I
when I
know,
was going through
Isha,
the problem.
it takes immense courage to come and say it openly. And this is where you seek help. And maybe
Yeah.
people who are listening to you will reach out, your
Yes,
friends
exactly.
who are there, that yes, we also go through it, but we never
Mhm.
spoke to each other. We
Yes.
all go through it. I learned from you how beautifully you have said that you have to have that courage to come out of BD. I heard of bulimia, anorexia when we were in 80s about Princess Diana. Whenever she had brought this open that what is bulimia when we were growing up. There was no other source to know that time. There was no internet. So we just thought that it is one of the disease which rich people have maybe once. Now
Yeah.
it is so common.
It's very common. Yeah.
It's
But
very
people
common.
don't talk about it.
It's very, very common among teens. Among
People,
adults also. Among
yeah.
adults also. Skinny
Yeah.
adults.
Less than half the people who suffer from this disease seek and receive treatment, right? People,
Yeah.
they don't treat it like depression or anxiety. When you are depressed or anxious, you seek help. You go to a therapist, you talk about it. But for some reason, this disorder is not treated like that. You just keep
Mm,
quiet.
mm,
You don't talk about it, which I think is really the issue these days.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Isha, when you're talking about food and teens, and we are talking about this, I have to tell you that Harvard study shows that there is a huge spike in eating disorder among teens and children, as you also know, and we don't know about the topic. I want to know what role could our parents play?
Hmm.
What are they equipped to know about this, or they have the stereotypes that you have to eat this, you have to eat that, or we need to educate our parents, right? Educate the parents to know that this is what is going with me, this is what is the problem with me. Take it as a problem, let's talk about it,
Yeah,
and not become that stereotypical way the people treat food. Do you
yeah.
think the role of parent is equally important as your peer and friends, etc.?
Absolutely. I think parents can play a really important role, maybe sometimes even more than a friend.
Yes.
Um, I think what a parent can do is start off with noticing.
Mm,
Um, Look for the warning signs, pay attention to the warning signs, the
mm,
physical changes. Um, have conversations with your child about body image and food and see
yes.
how they talk about it, how they respond to it.
Yes.
Another thing they can do is when the child, if the child is comfortable enough to come out with their problems, listen and validate their feelings instead of
Mm,
offering immediate solutions,
mm,
right? Because this is not something you can be like, so it's fine, just stop eating. You
mm,
can't eat differently to get rid of the disorder.
mm,
And the most important thing is, of course, as you said, educating yourself.
mm.
Maybe learning about the
Read
disorder.
more, yeah.
Yeah, read more about it, the myths, the facts, what it entails, anorexia, bulimia, binge eating, and what are the symptoms, what are the treatment options, all of it. I think if the parent knows what is happening, they can get an idea of what's going on with their child.
Mm,
Then, of course, there is support them, of course, and promote other healthy behaviors.
mm. By
Because,
yourself being healthy, by
yeah,
yourself doing something, yeah, by
yes,
example.
yeah,
One of the other things which I think when I look back upon my parenting is like whenever a child is obese and all, we
mm,
keep on pointing the same thing.
yes,
Like, okay,
yes,
कितनी मोटी हो रही हो, कितना
yes,
खा रही हो, क्यों खा रहे हो, all these things parents say out of love, but do they realize how what a scar
yes,
it leaves? A
yes,
child comes out of this, no doubt. When they grow up, they lose weight and they become thin and good looking, or whatever. The physical body changes over time. But those words, out of
mm,
love, whenever you say it, is really, really it leaves a scar. Do you think
yes.
what I'm saying is right?
Absolutely, it's happened with me. Every time, maybe if I met someone after a long time, कितनी मोटी हो गई है तू?
Huh.
Was that necessary? Did I ask for your opinion?
Correct. Even our parents, even as a parent, I would say my son, kitna mota ho gaya hai, lose weight, and we don't do it. When unknowingly we are making a stereotype, and it is not going to help. So
Yeah.
at least this conversation, if parents are listening, it's best whenever we meet, like how happy you are looking, instead of saying how glowing,
Mm.
how happy you are looking, we only comment about how thin you are, how fat you are. And I think with the conversation starter needs to change. So
Yeah.
you may realize that now, and when we meet people, we say you are glowing, you are happy, you are smiling, instead of saying you are thin or fat.
Yeah.
Let's change the narrative. um, um, uh, this is something very, very, very amazing that we are talking this so openly, and this is must that we talk about this. Also, as you said about celebrities coming out and endorsing, makes a lot of useful, it sets an example that yes,
Yes.
everything is not what it seems. We have
Yes.
to be realistic. um, Coming now to know about the next section, Isha, it is going to be a little fun section. We
Okay.
get to know you better. So I would like to ask you your strength and weakness. What is your one strength, and what is that weakness, or I would say limitation, which you want to overcome?
Okay. So I think as an individual, I'm very self-motivated,
Okay, yes,
and
that I
it
can
comes
see.
from within. I don't need others to motivate me. I don't need to see posters in order to get motivated. And of course, the podcast really helped.
Yeah.
That I listen to it in just for the fun of it. It's
Achha.
interesting and fascinating to me, so I start listening to podcasts. And I'm also, I don't procrastinate. I don't
Oh,
procrastinate. Yeah.
you
If
don't. This is
I
your
don't,
biggest strength.
it's a strength.
Yeah, of course.
I don't procrastinate. If I've been presented with a task, then I have to complete it in time, and I have to complete it, and then then I can laze around how much ever I want.
Yeah. Well
But I just
within the
need to
time,
get it
before
done with.
time, you mean to say.
Yeah, yeah. I have to get it done with at that moment, at that
Oh,
point, and
right,
then I'm done.
right. You know,
Otherwise,
this is that your I think the 10th interview I'm taking. Everybody said their limitations is procrastination, and yours is that is a strength.
it's
I'm
just
really happy to hear that. But it takes It will take you a long way. What is
Right.
your limitations then?
I'm very headstrong.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and I want it, and I want it this way, and I want it now. That
Okay.
kind of an attitude.
Okay.
And if you'd asked me 2 years ago, it would have been. I was really bad. It was at its
Bad.
peak.
Yes.
It was at its peak that time. I just wanted my way. I knew only I was right. No, but
Yes.
everybody else around me is wrong. But I'm not like that now.
I
I
can
have
imagine.
improved. I don't. If I find something I really want, I'll give it some time. Sit
Uh,
down, take a few deep breaths. Okay, maybe I won't want it later. Like
okay.
that. So I just wait it out. And one more would be I'm also very impulsive.
Okay.
There is nothing beyond that exact moment in my head. So I act immediately without thinking of the consequences.
That gratification is instant. I want
Yeah,
it now. I want to eat
instant.
something
Yeah,
now. I want to get this now.
both of them are connected.
Connected.
Interlaced. Yeah,
Exactly. So
these
you
are
didn't
probably.
realize that you are overcoming that and you are just 22. You have halfway. Its battle is won once you have realized that that is my limitation and you are
Yes.
changing for better one day at a time. That's wonderful. We all have our limitations. The moment we realize it, only then
Yeah.
we can work upon it. Wonderful. Now I have a very interesting question for you. Let's see how you answer this. What if you were to write a book now? Now, what Isha is about your journey, what would the title of the book be?
This is tricky. Okay, let me think. I don't remember a lot about my teen years, and I think the only thing I remember was this what we're talking about
Okay.
whatever problems I've had. So it'll probably be related to that. Um,
It can be whatever comes to your mind. It can be your personality, what you feel, your vision is, what is it, something which quick comes to your mind. Or we can let it go. We can think over it afterwards.
I'd say something like sink and rise,
Oh,
or yeah, something like
that
that. Yeah.
that's good. That's interesting. I might use this myself. I'm planning to write a book next year. Okay. Think and rise. Lovely,
Sink and
lovely.
rise.
I wish you write this book in years to come, and I would be the first one to buy that book, autographed by you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Another question is you were talking a lot about podcasts and
Hmm.
you read also. I know that you read, you listen to a lot of good podcasts. So for our viewers, just name some of them which has inspired you so that people who are listening
Yeah.
also can benefit.
You must have heard of this one, the Ranveer show.
Yes.
Yes. So Ranveer Alabadia, his podcasts are really informative and educational. His content ranges from the occult and supernatural paranormal things to finance and fitness. So I think he is one of my favorites.
Okay.
Another one is On Purpose by Jay Shetty.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah. So he invites a lot of celebrities and
Yes.
they talk about their childhood traumas or the mental health or the love lives, everything.
Ah, hmm.
I also listen to this is a 7 to 10 minute ranging podcast uh, for self improvement. It's 7 good minutes daily self improvement by Radio America. So it's just about how to build self confidence and how to get a better night's sleep, how to overcome fear and self doubt, things
All
like that.
right. So this is
Um,
something regularly somebody can do every day.
yeah. It's just tiny, very small, very
Well,
short
in a
podcasts.
compact way, you learn
Yeah.
quickly. A reminder sort of every day.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, TED Talks. Obviously,
Of
I
course, TED
listen to
Talk.
TED Talks
Yes.
all the time. And there's another one. It's called Fin Shorts. I'm really bad at finance. Like it really goes over my head, and it has to be dumbed down for me to understand. So this is again a 7 to 10 minute ranging podcast, which I
Hmm.
attempt to understand.
Okay, since you mentioned that to you about finance, I would suggest a book. Write it down, and you. It's a very thin book, but it's a must read for all teens
Hmm.
who are or about to earn. I would like to gift it to everybody whom I meet. This is called The Richest Man in Babylon.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
this is the first book everybody should read about finance and
Finance.
investment as a youngster. to know what their journey could be. So I think that will help you a lot. And it's
Thank you.
very, very, very interesting way of written. Okay, my next question to you would be, if you have to take three people whom you don't know in this world
Okay.
to a dinner,
To a dinner.
to a dinner,
Okay.
who would those three people be and where would you take them?
Oh. Uh, I think the first one man that came to my mind was Ricky Gervais.
Ricky?
Uh, Ricky Gervais. He's a comedian and an actor.
Okay,
And he's the funniest guy.
okay,
Funniest guy. He's got a lot of stand-up shows as well. He's really
okay.
funny.
Yes, yes, I think I've heard.
So him. Second one, I'm just talking about my favorite
Yes,
personalities who
yes,
I
of
don't
course.
know.
Whomever you want to take. Yeah.
Yeah. I really like Deepika Padukone,
Okay,
so I'll take
sure.
her
Yes,
too.
of course.
And third one would be, let's say, a singer. Hmm.
Yes.
Uh, Arijit Singh.
Oh, yes. Right. Richard Singh. Glad to see two Indians in your list. Okay.
Yeah.
So these three, where would you take them?
Where would I take them? You want a proper place's name?
In an imaginary place, where would you have this meeting? What do you think will be the ideal situation? Place.
I'd have a picnic with them.
Okay. Any particular place, country,
Yeah.
seaside, mountain, where comes your mind?
Mountainside.
Okay, a mountain top.
This is
All
just
right.
something it
Open.
looks aesthetics. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Beautiful. So you have somebody who will make you laugh, somebody
Yes.
you
Who
will
can
listen and dream into dream world about, and somebody
who can sing to
who
me?
will talk to you about life and mental health.
Yeah.
And I say, wow, lovely balance. Good to hear that. All right. Okay. We have had your book. We have had the three people. Okay. One last question to you, which will be, if you have to make a rule in the house
Hmm,
which everybody should follow,
hmm.
including you, what would that be?
Mm, Meal times, sit together and eat.
Okay, that doesn't
I
happen in any
that
household.
does not happen in my place. My mother and I try, but timings keep differing. Sometimes I have to go out, sometimes she has to go out, so we don't eat together.
Okay,
So I think if we fix timings and
everybody has to be there,
everybody has to sit and eat
eat, and
together, and we
without
have to talk
without
about our day. Yes,
without gadget.
yes.
All
No
right,
TV, nothing else. Just
nothing.
talk about your day.
All right, lovely,
Yeah.
lovely to see this. Mm, as I know you have been dancing. I have seen you dance for a very, very long time, and I know that you love dancing. Today is on online. I can't tell you to do a step, but would you like to sing something? You are into, you like, you have said so many singers. You admire Arijit.
Yeah.
You listen to the another singer you named, Dave.
Who?
You named somebody, right?
I named Arijit Singh.
And
Mm.
also somebody earlier. Okay.
Demi Lovato. Yes, yes,
Ha,
yes.
yes.
Demi Lovato. Yes, I
Would
love
you
her
like to
song.
sing two lines?
I don't really sing,
Okay, go
but I
no
I
worries.
do enjoy. There are a lot of people I can recommend because of their heavenly voices.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And it's singing is somebody, even if you are not a singer, you just sing aloud
Yeah,
and it makes you so happy that
yeah.
nobody is listening, but still it's such a stress buster. All right, Isha, now is your turn. Would you like to ask any question to me? This is role reversal.
Yeah. Just I have a question. What made you start this channel?
Oh, okay, okay. That is something I can say happily. So, I've always been a teacher for 30 years. I've been teaching, and now I've come to this new country. I'm in Dubai, as you know. And I didn't want to start again the teaching journey, but I really wanted to make a difference in the life of youth. How do I do that? Here in a country where it's new, I don't know many people. So I thought, I have tried a lot of things, but I think that this is something in my control. So here it is my channel. I can invite anybody, and they don't have to be somebody who has achieved something. It's for everybody. All my friends have kids who are 20, 20, 19, 20, this age group. So they have gone through their teen years. And if this is a youth channel, if this is a channel for Gen Z, and if I can bring them in, directly ask them questions and know them better. So it's a platform for them to gain confidence, to know what they are, and it's for me to understand them better. So that's purely the motive.
It's amazing work what you do.
Thank you
Really
so
amazing.
much. And I mean to continue this for a longer period of time. And every day it's a new person, new challenging
Yeah.
questions. And as I was talking to you, I did research on your topic, and that's also makes me so happy.
Yes. Something you will learn as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So many names, so many books I get from
Yeah.
youngsters every day, and I write it down that these are the must-read books for me. And
Yeah.
see, people listen to celebrities and podcasters. This is no less. When you come and speak about your experience, it is
Yes.
much more valuable. So thanks a lot, Isha, for
Thank
coming
you.
and being
Thank you.
so open about your journey.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot. I hope you all enjoyed this episode, and please keep subscribing. Please say share it with people who, and you are all welcome to come on my channel and as a guest on my talk show whenever you want to. So see you, bye bye, and till then, the next episode, say something with Mans.